A big event this afternoon at the Gerald R. Ford Presidential Museum where former President George W. Bush talked about his new book and his time in the White House.
During the toughest moments of the presidency, I was able to be sustained by faith. And one of the most remarkable things about the presidency was the fact that people's prayers sustained me.
The former president touched on a lot of topics during the conversation with an audience of guests. We streamed the entire event live at woodtv.com. Political reporter Rick Albin was there as it all unfolded, and he is live tonight at the Ford Museum. Rick?
Susan, you're right. It was a big event. It's also an unusual event because here's a president just out of office less than 2 years talking candidly about decisions he made while in office. Now, he's written a book about those decisions, too, but it was more than just that. The president poked fun at himself and also talked about some of the controversial decisions that he made and why he defended them even now. In fact, in talking about that major decision to invade Iraq, the president is even today convinced it was the right thing to do. He explained why.
History oftentimes doesn't, analyze what the world would look like had a decision not been made. And I fully believe the world is a lot better off. I know 25 million Iraqis, or maybe 24.5 million Iraqis, are a lot better off without Saddam Hussein in power. The guy's a thug who stayed in power through brute force and torture, and his sons were unspeakably violent people. The human condition has improved greatly. Even though he didn't have the weapons we all thought, he had the capacity to make them and would have been emboldened to do so had we not followed through on the words that were said. I believe you'd be witnessing, or likely be witnessing, a nuclear arms race between Iran and Iraq now. And the Middle East is a lot better off without him. And America's more secure without him. And history will be the judge.
As for history being the judge, he says it will take some time, years, perhaps even after his death, for people to fully analyze the decisions he made while he was president. As for him, he stands by those decisions, and he invited people to read his new book to find out more about those. We're live at the Ford Museum. I'm Rick Albin, 24-Hour News 8.
This afternoon's event was attended by a select group of people. We spoke to some of them after it was over.
I just liked that it was a lot about not impressing people anymore because he doesn't have to worry about votes or anything like that. So it was just very much him promoting what he was doing.
Very common guy, I think, with leadership ability, and he apparently has shown that.
I wasn't at all disappointed. I'm so glad we took the time to him.
Felt that he was the most relaxed today when he was talking than he's ever been, and I enjoyed it tremendously.
And you can see more about what President Bush had to say on our website at woodtv.com.